Picture this. It's November 17th, 1966, 4 a.m. in Gaffney, South Carolina. The height of the UFO wave that swept across America. Officers C. Hutchins and A. Husky are on their routine patrol driving through the murky, rural West Buford Street extension. Two seasoned police officers, the kind who have seen everything from bar fights to car crashes, on the kind of road where your headlights barely cut through the darkness and the only sound is gravel crunching under your tires. They're approaching a right-angle bend when suddenly, their headlights illuminate something that shouldn't exist. A metallic, spherical object is sitting directly in the middle of the road. Not crashed, not broken, just waiting. But here's where it gets absolutely insane. As they get closer, they realize this thing is about 21 feet in diameter, perfectly spherical and completely silent. No engine noise, no humming, no exhaust, nothing at all. It's like looking at technology that's decades, maybe centuries ahead of anything that we had in 1966. The surface is smooth, almost mirror-like, reflecting the headlights in ways that hurt to look at it directly. Officer Husky would later describe it as not quite metal, but not quite anything else either. Then they see him. Standing next to this impossible craft is a figure, human-like, but not quite human. The officers later described him as having an otherworldly presence that made their skin crawl and their radios mysteriously go dead. Now get this. This being didn't run. He didn't disappear in a flash of light. He communicated with them. The officers reported having some form of exchange with this entity, though the exact details were kept classified for years. But here's what we know. The being seemed to understand them perfectly. There was no language barrier and no confusion. It was as if this entity had been studying human behavior for decades. The conversation lasted several minutes, but both officers later admitted they couldn't remember exactly what was said, only that it felt important. Officer Hutchins was so fundamentally shaken by the encounter that when UFO investigator John Keel tried to interview him months later, Hutchins was paranoid about government involvement. He literally asked Keel multiple times to prove that he wasn't with the government before he agreed to talk. Think about that. A trained police officer, someone used to high-stress situations, was terrified of his own government after this encounter. Now, what makes this case legendary isn't just the encounter, it's what happened afterwards. The incident was quickly buried. Reports were suppressed. The officers faced ridicule, harassment, and even veiled threats from unknown sources. Within days, men in dark suits started showing up asking questions, but they weren't with the FBI. They were something else. Something that made these tough cops nervous as hell. The official police report? It mysteriously disappeared from the files. Convenient, right? But here's the thing about small towns. People talk. And despite the pressure to stay quiet, whispers of the Gaffney incident spread throughout law enforcement circles across South Carolina. Other officers came forward with their own strange encounters in the area. Now here's the kicker. Gaffney has had multiple UFO encounters over the decades. This wasn't just a one-off incident. In 2004, another encounter involved a glowing ball of light that literally burned trees and left physical evidence that was analyzed by scientists. The area around Gaffney seems to be some kind of hotspot. Locals call it the Triangle, a stretch of rural roads where normal rules don't seem to apply. Compasses spin wildly, car engines die for no reason, and people see things that shouldn't exist. Now, what are the odds that that same small South Carolina town would experience multiple UFO encounters spanning decades? Either there's something very special about this location or something very wrong with our understanding of reality. So what really happened on that dark South Carolina road in 1966? Were Officer Hutchins and Husky the first humans to make peaceful contact with an extraterrestrial intelligence, or did they stumble into something even stranger? So what do you think? Alien contact or government experiment? Drop your theories in the comments and follow for more unexplained mysteries that'll keep you up all night.
If you like the spooky, strange, and unexplained, check out the Warped Reality Paranormal Podcast on all major podcasting platforms. You can also check us out and many other great paranormal shows on the Get Haunted Paranormal Network. The Warped Reality Paranormal Podcast, uncovering the unseen.